Welcome back to the AB Scale Project. I'm Krieger, and this is Alpha Bravo, and today we're going to start off with the Commander Class Studio Series 86 Ultra Magnus, and he looks really good. But first we're going to look at the backdrop that he comes with, and we'll turn off my front light there so you can actually see it. So, you see it's the Ark taking off the Battle of Autobot City. Pretty neat. I think it's, of course, it's a commander size, so it's pretty large. So when you put up your ordinary figures, you can actually take decent pictures with them against it, you know. Unlike the other ones where the figure that came with them, you can't really trim the picture to take out what's above or anywhere else. But this is a decent backdrop for doing Deluxes and Voyagers. I mean, we stick Ultra Magnus back on there, you might still have trouble trimming your shots. But overall, not too bad. I like it. So I'll get rid of that. And we'll take a look at Ultra Magnus himself. Now, he does have light piping, so there's no paint on the eyes. I'm kind of tempted to go ahead and add paint for it. Let's pull the camera down a little bit so we can see. Turn that light back on. There we go. Now we can see we're fully illuminated. He comes with his standard Ultra Magnus gun, the oversized standard Autobot gun. These are done out of clear plastic. His missile launchers with the missiles come out. And he comes with a bunch of blast effects. I think these are the Omega Supreme blast effects. But they're kind of neat. They're cast in kind of this mustard yellow and then have some gray paint on the bottom, so you get kind of the smoke and the blast on them. So that's pretty neat. Let's see all of those. And of course 3 of these tips. So pretty neat. So you can take the missile off and have it just exploding out. So that's really neat. I thought that was pretty cool. So I still think blast effects are probably the best gimmick that Hasbro has done for Transformers. Anyway, spin them around. Not a lot of hollow, which I like, especially when you're paying Commander prices. A little bit of hollow up top, not too bad. It doesn't have a detachable cab figure. The cab does detach when he transforms. We'll get into that later. But there isn't a white prime underneath here. So he does have the blow apart feature where you can flip his arm up, click this. They use the Combiner Wars type technology. It's not the same size, but the same idea, so that you could detach an arm, detach his arms, detach his legs. You can see the tab here. Come on out. Yeah, you get the idea. I do like that they use the snap-ins so that he doesn't just fall apart like the cup molds and derivatives are doing now. So yeah, overall really good. And he snaps right back together just like on the planet of junk. Alright, let's look at the vehicle mode. And here we have Commander Class Studio Series 86 Ultra Magnus in his truck mode, and this is G1 as it gets. I mean, I dig it. It is good. The truck looks great. Yeah, the missiles came on. There's plenty of other 5mm pegs, but everything else. It looks really good. Works with most Deluxes as far as fitting on the tray. Yeah, looks really good. And like I said, the cab does come off, but it does not transform into anything else besides just Ultra Magnus. So, but he can come out and say hi. Anyway. Overall, really good. I mean, look on the other side, it's pretty solid, except for the truck being the cab. But otherwise, pretty good. Let's bring in some comparisons. Bring in our current winner. And the cab is actually bigger. The trailer is bigger on the Commander, but the cab is actually bigger on the Kingdom. Kind of stack them up there so you can see them both at once there. Yep. Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, they tried to, on some of these cutouts on the Kingdom, to make it look like the G1, but they just didn't succeed. And basically the architecture that they were dealing with just didn't really work with it. So, pull out the Combiner Wars. And definitely do two different aesthetics. But at least the Combiner Wars isn't the most G1 alt mode now. So, yeah, it's not really a good way to get them both into the shot here. But you get the idea. So, let's go ahead and make our final deliberation. So, is this our new IDW G1 Ultra Magnus? Now, for IDW, the Combiner Wars is still king. I mean, it still looks great. It looks just out of the comic. So, for IDW, the Combiner Wars is definitely still the Ultra Magnus you want. So, IDW is still Combiner Wars. For G1, we've got our new Commander versus our Kingdom. And looking at them, for just looks, the new Commander, Studio Series 86 Commander, damn near perfect. And one thing I didn't show is that he also came with the Matrix Chamber. It just opens just like it did in the movie. It is spring-loaded, but it does have the removable Matrix, and the chamber opens, so even more movie accurate. Whereas this is the best they could do with the Kingdom retool of the Siege. So, and to believe I thought this was the best we were going to get. But anyway, the only glaring problem with the Commander is the fact that it is too tall. It is too big. This is actually the scale he should be for G1. This is too big. But if you want to weight appearance over scale, then yeah, definitely the Commander. And I think just with the much improved G1 alt mode, the look, the accessories, the blown apart gimmick, I've got to go with the new Commander as the G1 Ultra Magnus. It may be too tall, but he fits the bill perfectly. So, I don't know how they're going to top this, if ever. Alright, let's go on to the next one. And finally today, we've got the Core Class Snarl, and I think he actually looks pretty good. I mean, very minimal backpack, hollow, but he's a core, what you gonna do? But he looks really good. Good articulation. I mean, everything but the ankle tilt, pretty much. And since almost everything is a ball joint, he can do whatever you need to. It is just a linear joint on the bicep, but I think that's fine. I mean, you still get some decent poses out of him. So he looks really good. I mean, he's not going to win for G1 or IDW because he's a core class, but this is just a demonstration because we got all the rest of them now. We've got the full team. We put Slug and Swoop, which I think he's on par with Swoop as far as playability and articulation. I think he's pretty fun. Scar. We got Sludge. That's still the weakest one. And Grimlock, who's probably second to weakest. So, but overall, they look really good as a group. And before we close out this video, we're going to take a look at the Volcanicus. So, it's really cool. So, but yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at Snarl in his dino mode. And here we have Snarl in his dino mode, and he looks good. Kind of nose down a little bit, but otherwise pretty good, and still has hands sticking out there. And visible lower face syndrome, but otherwise it works for a core class dino. So yeah, there's nothing left to the imagination. They have sword stows on top here, and there's really not a lot to them. I mean, No, the front legs don't move. The back legs have a tab in point, so they kind of only do that. So yeah, you'll bring in the others. Bring in our other dinos. So yeah, there's a full set. I think they look pretty good. Not much more to say about the dino mode. It looks like a Stegosaurus, you know, kind of stubby little tail spikes, but otherwise, yeah. Now let's go ahead and let's get to our combined mode. And since he's not going to win anything, we'll just close out after that. And after all this time, we have the full Volcanicus. And he looks rather short, but no, he actually looks really good. I dig it. I dig the look of him. He is definitely a legend scaled combiner. And I definitely can't wait until I get the Dino King version. But yeah, overall looks good when we get our full effect. Now I said originally that it would be around Siege Ironhide side. Here's Siege Ratchet, and you can see I was about half a head off, but pretty close. So anyway, and all the articulation I said, this one keeps on popping off on me, but all the articulations I said before, he has, just shaky fist, no real elbow in this direction, and then ball joint here, and kind of a knee there. No ankle tilt. It's just very basic, but overall, he looks good. So, let's go ahead and wrap this up. Thanks for joining us today on the AB Scale Project. Please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, ring that bell, and I'll see y'all later.